Hi, I'm Jonathan from All Access Card Shop, and who do we have with me today?
My name is Blake Whitney.
What do we do today, Blake?
Today I did the circuit series for the Invitational at All Access, and I took first place.
Nice.
With Vanquish.
Nice. Any shout-outs today?
Definitely shout out to All Access John, best store owner in town. Always supporting his local players with this circuit series, so I really appreciate that first and foremost. Thank you to all the guys back in Appleton. All the guys in Green Bay. I feel like I made some pretty good friends in both locations, and they support me in my deck choices, and I feel like I've proven enough that I feel like Vanquish maybe can do a little bit of work this format.
Nice. All right, let's get into the deck profile.
All right, starting off, we got the bread and butter, 3 raisin. The only time you don't see them is when you lose when you don't see them. So 2 Mad Love. I always side one out when I go second. But he's really good as an additional level 4 on the field, and he's got a little sneaky effect that damage step he can reduce attack and defense, and then on top of that, just a non-targeting bounce comes in handy. And we got the last level 4 Pantera. She came up once today, popping the Speller Trap, but otherwise she's just a really good name and a extender to lead with. Then Jalong, he's probably the second best Vanquish Soul overall. Searches any Vanquish Soul card as long as you reveal 2 fires. Then 3 Borger, protect against Valor and Amcrum, which are really popular in the format. Also really good in time to burn, as well as get you started with drawing. Then we got 2 Caesar. His effect to protect himself from being unaffected by card effects came up in the finals against Triple Tactics Talent. Other than that, he's the best boss monster in the deck. You don't really need your extra deck a whole lot for this, just some utility. Then the honorary Vanquish Soul, Fenrir. He's a guy that gets you to whatever attribute you're missing. Primarily the ones that you're always missing are Earth and Fire. Fire for being the most important. Also you need 2 for Jalong. And then just kind of a big threat on board.
Did you ever need it to break summon limits or anti-spells or any floodgates with it?
Not today, but it has a huge upside to him. Mm-hmm. It also came up against forcing battle phase. He had Seals bounce this, and then I was just able to special summon again. I won that game, but that's the only match I lost was against Dragon Link.
Gotcha, nice.
Then the level 4, he primarily comes in as an attribute, but alternatively he can be used for the rank 4 plays. You have to go Abyss Dweller lines into Zeus or anything else like Baguska wise. Then we got the boy, 3 shifter. I'm gonna play him as long as it's legal. Unfortunately, you do have to play this. It does suck playing under shifter yourself, but if it hurts the opponent more than it hurts you, it's worth playing, especially if it stops them dead in their tracks. Also, since it's a dark monster, if it's dead in the hand, it's also useful with Borger, Raisin, where you have to reveal a dark, and Mad Love as well. I wasn't originally going to play this, but I decided on 3 Ash as my only primary hand trap, I guess, that you would think that's a common hand trap to play. Mostly because it hits everything, and on top of that, it's a fire, so you also want to start with as many fires as you can in hand. That's that, and then we play the 1 Meg. I would play Druid Worm. I was looking last second for it, and you'll see in my side deck it's pretty crappy that I have to play a different alternative card. But Meg has some utility to be able to search Caesar in the end phase, as well as Druid Worm if I had it, and then this guy right here, Team Time. He put in some work, actually. He won me game 1 against my finals opponent, Snake Eye Fire King, where it basically just took out the last extension that he had and then blocked out his extra monster zone where I had Raisin in my extra monster zone. So if you try to special right there, I pop it with Raisin, and he could not special here because it's locked out. So I think there's a lot of cool manipulation that you can do with your column mechanics in Vanquish Soul, and I think Team I wanted to test more of it, but I think one being an option to search off Meg is kind of cool. And we play probably one of the best cards, if not the best card in the deck, Stake Your Soul.
E-Telly.
E-Telly, yeah, pretty much. That's the extension. Consistency, it's all about seed and raisin, so this gets you to that. Also gets you the side deck cards. And then other consistency cards, we play 2 Durandal and then 1 Rhoda. I was thinking about 3 of this, but on the off chance that you happen to draw into one or already see access to Raisin, these just become kind of, wish they were non-engine at that point. So I think like maybe a 2 of is maybe the best ratio. I was thinking about cutting down to 1. But right now I like to see raising, so. Then we play 3 Gravekeeper's Inscriptions. Shout out to Galindo for borrowing these to me. These are just really good in pretty much every matchup. They become utilized against every Snake Eye matchup. Pretty decent against Voiceless Voice. And it's a floodgate that you can play under that lingers around. Then we play Caught by the Grave, pretty good against the Voiceless play. If they do the Link Monster to tribute to set the trap or activate the trap from deck. It's also really good against Snake Eye Fire King and then hand traps too, especially Droll. Didn't come up today, but I did get Drolled. Just didn't see this card at all. And then lastly, the 2 Vanquish Soul cards. I was playing the Book of Moon, but realistically, the times where you break with this deck or where you don't draw monsters, so I think cutting back on spell and traps as much as you can comes in handy. Then we got the extra deck. Play 3 rock. Got my ulties. Shout out to Sang and Cole, I think, is the one that gave me these 2. And then
Shout out Cole.
Shout out Cole. We got SP. Never used it. Phoenix came in handy in my last round. Hida, never used it. But would come in handy if I was thinking about playing, what's that one? Underworld Goddess. So
Yep.
maybe in the future I think Underworld Goddess with that. But right now I just use it as an SP line. Or if I want to crash search Fenrir. Exciton comes in handy sometimes. I just got it and I never used it this tournament. But Boxer King, I guess it's a way to search Raisin. Never used it this time. Abyss Dweller, used it once. Baguska used it once against a Flu player, and he had Dark Ruler for that, so I lost that match. Then we got the Zoo line for Zeus. I used that once. I still lost that match, I think, but it was worth a try. And then this guy won me my Voiceless Voice matchup, where I did a line into Zeus as well. So he's got an ability that in the battle step he can attach it a monster that it battles as material. So as long as he can beat over something, it comes in handy for a level 7, rank 7 play into Zeus. And then Typhon. Just used it in my last match, but I mean came in clutch. So
Nice.
lastly, this side deck, it's good except for these guys. So these obviously conflict with Shifter, but I knew going into this tournament I'd be versing a lot of branded, unfortunately. But I rolled the dice and I actually got lucky and I didn't verse any. But otherwise, this is also used against Voiceless Voice, I guess. But with the confliction of Shifter, you much rather have a card like Druid Swarm being searchable, and on top of that, just a body that leaves on the field, and it can be used on a Shifter. I just don't have any, so I just had to use these as alternatives.
Would you play 2 Druids and 1 Serenade, or 1 Druid, 1 Serenade?
I'd probably play no Saronir. I'd probably play like 1 Druid Swarm in the main, and then 1 Druid Swarm on the side with potentially the 3rd Druid Swarm or Baldrake.
Nice. Okay.
Then we got the Cosmics good against Snake Eye Fire King, going first and second, good against rogue matchups like Flu, stuff like that. Then last back row removal, Harpies. Dark Ruler, in case I verse any weird combo decks, like there's a Manadium player here. Also, it can be used in the Snake Eye Pure matchup. Even just a 1-for-1 trade with Apollousa is kind of worth it. Phantasme, he rips whatever card I need off the top, going second. These are just supplemental cards for like the consistency portion of it, like Prosperity.
Sculpting your hand.
Yeah, sculpting your hand pretty much. Also an attribute, so it comes up.
Dragon.
Yeah. These guys, I was playing Summon Limit, but ultimately my hardest matchup's branded. That's the only deck I feel like it auto loses to. Not auto loses to, but it's really difficult to play underneath. So I felt this beating branded is more important than Summon Limit because they can play under Summon Limit pretty decently if they play the dragon that, what is it called, like Boral Dragon?
Borland.
Yeah. So that's about it. My matchups today were Voiceless round 1, D-Link is the person I lost to round 2, Pure Snake Eye, Flu, Snake Eye Fire King, Snake Eye Fire King, Snake Eye Fire King. And the only match I lost today was the D-Link. So unfortunately didn't see Raise in my game 3, but again, huge shout out to All Access. So I appreciate everything you did for us.
All right, sounds good. Congratulations, Blake. Hopefully see you soon.
Thank you.